dedicating, enjoying time, just relaxing and reading. I'd miss sending letters to people, laying in the sun, writing letters and reading the mail. I would also miss writing and reading emails from friends.
What I would miss most if I could read, write is to read my favorite book and to write a story, plus to do my homework.
What I would miss most about reading and writing is reading my favorite book and the excitement of books and writing letters.
What I would miss most is writing stories and reading stories about people's life.
What would you miss most if you could not read or write? If I could not read the Percy Jackson series, play video games, because I could not read the instructions.
What I would miss most if I could not read or write, I would not be able to communicate with people or read the instructions on paper.
What I would miss most if I could not read or write is I would miss learning about what people like to talk about, and I would also miss not sending letters to my family.
I cannot read a book to my class, or I cannot write to my mom a letter. What would I miss about if I could not write or write? I could not read my favorite book to my class, or I could not write a story to my family.
I would miss drawing and reading my favorite book and drawing my favorite picture.
I would miss most about reading and writing is reading a good book and writing a birthday card to my friends and family.
What I would miss most about reading and writing, if I played games, I would not be able to read instructions or fouls and penalties. I would not get into college.
What I would miss most if I couldn't read or write was going to the library and picking out a really good book and writing class, because that's my favorite class.
The thing I would miss the most is not being able to read sports books. The thing I would miss the most about writing is that I couldn't write about anything.
I would miss what people are trying to say to you or write to you. I would also miss reading important things like birthday cards, the mail, and get well cards.
What I would miss most about reading and writing would be that I wouldn't be able to play the computer or write down answers to a quiz or read the instructions to a quiz.
The thing I would miss the most if I could not read or write is writing cards to my parents and reading cards from them.
What I would miss the most if I could not read or write is reading my favorite book and writing letters to my relatives.
It would be hard to read books for school because you cannot read letters. It would be hard to write homework answers because you can't read and you cannot read the answers. It would be hard to read signs on the highway because you could be lost and end up in Florida or not where you want to go.
I would miss the most not being able to read my favorite story and write a letter to my family.
What would you miss most about if you could not read or write? I would miss letters because I would not be able to read them or write back.
I would miss writing stories and telling really, really good books.
What I would miss most is that I could not learn anything straight out of a book, and for writing I would miss writing stories about my four-wheeler and dirt bike.